What a packed show we have in store for episode 5 of Star Sports TV. Luke Tarr is going to go through the racing for the weekend, and I have a big selection in the Derby, no less. Something to keep an eye out for. We also have Adam Russell talking about the last 8 of the Champions League. It's getting pretty hot now. We have Flynn Goward in talking what's hot and what's not in the trading room. Julie Collier talks to Patrick Janssens. A special feature this one on the Greyhound Derby. May actually suggest that you have a bet on this one as well, and may suggest that you follow Blue Horseshoe as a 16-1 selection in the golf. We have JB on snooker as the World Championship heats up. We're going to hit the tweet spot. We're going to hear from Hannah, who's on horseback this week. We have a special blooper section in which we all essentially make a show of ourselves. We have politics with William Kijani. And finally, we have betting people with Simon Knott. Luke Tarr, hello.
Morning, Johnny. How are you?
What a beautiful backdrop you have there. Just a garden that really screams success.
Let's hope so, mate. It's rented.
It's beautiful. It looks like you're enjoying the sunshine, though. Yeah.
This is my wall, Johnny, and long may it continue.
Wall of shame. What's going on in the racing world? We have very interesting racing coming up. We've 2 94 shots to talk about here, Miranda, and 1 master in the shape of the Jeffrey Freer and the Hungerford. Let's start with Miranda. I know you're going to take this horse on with a couple of 3-year-olds, but 9 4. Alanak is 4 1. Spanish Mission the same. Communique disappointing last time, 9 2.
Yeah, look, Miranda is the worthy 9 4 favourite. I think we can use that. Wants a bit of rain. Forecast, unfortunately, next couple of days here, which is why I'm making use of the garden today. If the rain comes, I think he'll go slightly short of the 9 4. He was second in the race, the Technician, last year. He looks the best of these on paper. Had a decent prep at Royal Ascot, but I think
Alanak just has this profile, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just think the race doesn't scream a vintage renewal, does it? And Alanak is a 3-year-old, lightly raced classic Michael Stout horse. And Huckham is another 3-year-old who was brutally impressive at Royal Ascot. Subjectivist was third, subsequently came third to Mogul at Glorious Goodwood. I just think if you stuck with the 2 3-year-olds here at 4 1 and 7 1, fast forward a year, you'd like to think at least one of them would be a good £15-20 higher than they are now. And I'd like to think that would be enough to get the job done against Miranda, who's now 7.
Beautiful. Let's get to the Hungerford. 1 master was absolutely brilliant at Goodwood. Beat Jessica Harrington's horse after coming out of a pocket. Just won like in a really nice style. But taking on the remarkable Lamato as well. We're going 9 4, 100 30 Lamato, and Dream of Dreams 7 2, Tarabac 7's Bar.
Yeah, one master, as I've now had drummed into me after my faux pas a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Look, this is a race that revolves around ground. One master, she wants a bit of soft ground. Lamato wants it rattling quick. Dream of Dreams are pretty versatile. You look down the card, Johnny. Well, it's 6-year-old, 8-year-old, 6-year-old, 8-year-old. This is like the Charlie Hall. This is what we're talking about. Horses with fan clubs, with fan bases, ones you can get attached to.
Yeah, if all of us were gelded earlier, it'd be a better world.
Exactly. The ever young Lamato, Brando, still get. Put it this way, Johnny. I like them all, and I don't fancy any of them.
You're absolutely useless.
I thought Lizbeth at 25 1. She's slightly overpriced, never really delivered on early promise, but brilliant race. What racing's all about. Don't fancy any of them.
Yeah, that's why we pay Luke the big bucks. It should mention as well that we have a cracking card at the Curragh, a Ledger trial on Friday. But I was in Donnacha O'Briens during the week, Luke.
You see, I've got a wall. Yeah, You've got a Group 1 winning mate.
I do.
Come on, impress us. What do you know?
I tell you what, if I text him, he actually replies.
You're probably not saved under Johnny Whitward in his phone. It's probably got a mistake or something.
We can only speculate. But
what did he give you?
He did say to me, right, this horse he's by Australia. He's going to run at Leopardstown the Champions weekend, but basically it's all about, I don't really mind how he does as long as he runs a nice race. He's all about the Derby next year. Fernando Vici, I absolutely love this horse. Bolts up in his maiden. He finds so much for pressure. He's out of a Sir Percy mare that stayed middle trips. Donnacha basically has a Derby hope, and his father goes for this race. And Star Sports are only going 50 1. This Fernando Vici. What more do you want?
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I've given you a race where I fancy nothing. The professional's given you a 50 1 winner. Whatever you back at the weekend, enjoy it. Get on the StarSports website and don't forget that pipped offer. Beating a neck, you get your money back.
Let's talk trading with Flynn Goward now. Flynn, what happened last weekend? A bit of a roller coaster, I believe.
It was indeed. I mean, it was a tough week during the midweek. A high percentage of favourites winning. We were feeling pretty flat towards the weekend, but that's when the roller coaster really started. The racing proved pretty costly on Saturday, but it was good to see a lot of business on other sports. We obviously
and England saved you.
Well, yeah. I mean, thank God we had Pakistan in the cricket at 4-6 in running. It was great to be able to cheer on England. The scenes that would have been at the ground if there were spectators there. Well, I can say we had them scenes in the office. Obviously, socially distanced, of course, but we were cheering on the England there. Then moving into Sunday Formula One, we had Hamilton and Bottas. They were the bogies there. So Verstappen going and getting the job done was a great result. And then the big one Sunday evening was the Golf, the US PGA, the first major of the year.
Laid the winner at 30s.
Yeah, 31. We had a grand at 30s, Colin Morikawa pre-tournament, but we also ended up paying out on Jason Day, Houghton Lee, and Dustin Johnson as part of our back any player and get paid out as a winner if they lead after any round offer. So we actually ended up paying out on 4 winners rather than just the one in the USPGA.
And we often hear people moaning and the BHA in the same sentence, and this is actually more the same. You only laid the winner of the market of who's going to replace Nick Rust.
Yeah, Julie Harrington bet all the way down from 14s into 6-4, so the punters certainly knew there. But all to play for this week, even though we've started off on that note. World Championship snooker, European football and weekend racing. So busy week ahead, Johnny.
Top man. So who's ready to make an absolute fool of oneself? This is Bloopers.
Look, he's been keeping high company. He's a 7-4 favourite in this race. 6th in the Diamond Jubilee, came 4th in the Falmouth. Cracking form. This looks his chance, doesn't it, Bill?
He's a she.
How are you?
Good morning.
Morning, you're right.
How are you?
Very well. Am I?
You are.
I was just wondering whether you've ridden for the Queen before.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Hello?
Okay, so we're talking pre-show, me and Adam, and he only says Lewandowski is the best player in the world, and he is a 4-6 shot score at any time against Barca. Best player in the world, you say?
How can you argue with it? 13 Champions League goals so far this season, 3 more than anyone else. Messi, Ronaldo, nowhere to be seen in the goals. I think 4-6 for him to score any time is good value, but even better value, 23-10 for him to score first with Star Sports.
Best player in the world is obviously De Bruyne. Now, Man City 2-9 at home to Lyon.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I think he's probably the best midfielder in the world, but I'd still put a few of Messi.
You're on thin ice here now, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's not a lot of value in this game for the punters with City heavy favourites. If I had to pick one, I'd go Man City to win and over 2.5 goals at 3-4 with maybe Raheem Sterling to score any time at 4-6.
And not to forget Saved by the 90s.
Absolutely not, mate. There's always a late goal in the Champions League. If you place a £10 bet or more on any selection with Star Sports, they'll give you a £5 free bet if there's a goal after the 90th minute. So make sure you take advantage of that one.
Top man, Adam. It's that time of year again. It's the Greyhound Derby. Obviously one of the best betting markets that you'll have all year. And Julie Collier met up with Patrick Janssens to talk about his hopes for the race. And you can see all of this and more on the Star Sports website.
Thanks, Johnny. It's difficult to believe that the Greyhound Derby starts in just over 7 weeks' time. Between now and then, I'm going to be writing lots of blogs for Star Sports and plenty of kennel visits for you to get across as well. So make sure you stay abreast of all the content here at Star Sports. I'm kicking off with a feature with Patrick Janssens, who trains the UK's leading hope for this year's Star Sports Derby, Bocco's Doomy, and he has a nice supporting team as well. Is this a dog you'd be telling people watching this to back?
Oh yeah, I would. I said last year, next year will be his year. Do you know what I mean? This is the first dog I ever had since I had the licence in my own right, who I think is good enough to win a derby. The others I had, they're good dogs. You know, they're fair dogs, but he's a league above them.
Blue Horseshoe was off the charts with his selections last week. No winner, but lots of placed efforts, and he is a 16-1 selection to look forward to this week.
G'day golf fans. Well, what a fantastic performance by Colin Morikawa, winning his first PGA Championship, his first major at the tender age of 23 by making some nerveless clutch shots coming down the back nine at Harding Park in San Francisco. Well done to him. The guy's won 3 tournaments and $6.5 million since turning pro 14 months ago. The kid is a prodigy, there's no doubt about that. We didn't do too bad. Blue Horseshoe loved, out of the 5 selections we loved, 4 of them made the top 10, and we got a tied second and a tied third. So we got some good place returns. Wish Dustin Johnson had held it together a bit in his final 9 to actually make a bit of a game of it with Morikawa. But anyway, we'll take those places and move on. The Wyndham Championship is the final event before the FedEx Cup, and Blue Horseshoe loves Patrick Reed. He looked like he was trending into some form at the PGA Championship. He had a solid final day on Sunday, and we like him around this track. To see who else we love and why, check out the Star Sports blog below. Good luck.
hitting the tweet spot every week. So we're giving away a free pony bet, and all you have to do is to reply to a Star Sports tweet or mention Star Sports in a tweet. This week's winner is Abby at AbbyX. And Abby merely responded to our ridiculous bloopers video, which Jordan very helpfully put together, by saying, please do more of these videos, smiley face, and then with the claps emoji. So well done to Abby X. And don't forget, you can win a pony this week. All you have to do is respond to a Star Sports tweet or mention Star Sports in a tweet, and you could win a free pony bet. We've had some lovely stories from Hannah Baycroft from the world of racing. And if you've ever thought about heat and horses, listen to this. Here's Hannah on horseback.
So it's been a super hot week, not only for us, but for the horses too. So let's talk about some points to keep them cool. Offer your horse some water. When the horses have the water, it equalises with their body temperature. There is no such thing as too much water.
Time to get the sweat off.
You can also hose them down after their workout. This helps cool them down, as long as the water is cooler than their body temperature.
You can also add electrolytes to the horse's water trough.
And lastly, an obvious point, keep your horse in the shade. And I can safely say that is where I'll be staying for the rest of the day.
Well, if you haven't been following the snooker, you should have been. You should have been listening to Ronnie O'Sullivan. What a character. And you should be listening to JB here. He's a selection as it heats up in the Crucible.
Thanks, Johnny. We've reached the semi-final stage in Sheffield. Anthony McGill takes on Kyron Wilson. Anthony McGill's had a good tournament. He's not a spectacular player, but he gets the job done. Kyron Wilson, on the other hand, he beat Judd Trump for defending champion in the last round. I'd expect Kyron Wilson to have too much from McGill here. Maybe come through this one 17-12, 17-13. The second semi-final sees Ronnie O'Sullivan take on Mark Selby. Ronnie said in his interview after beating Mark Williams that Selby should stuff him over a best of 33. We're not quite so sure. Ronnie's always going to be favourite for this sort of match. But at 6-4, Selby can cause real trouble, especially if playing like he did against Neil Robertson. This one could go right to the wire. And don't forget, if any of the matches go to a final frame decider and your player comes out on the wrong side, we'll give you money back as a free bet of up to £25. It's already happened 3 times this tournament. We're looking forward to a final few days of the World Snooker Championship.
William Kajani joins us now to talk politics and Kamala Harris. Now, she got over the line, William, but there was a little bit of a scare for punters.
There was indeed. If you'd backed Kamala Harris, and plenty of people had over quite a few bumps, you would have been very nervous yesterday as Susan Rice and Gretchen Whitmer in particular were talked up as potential VP running mates for Joe Biden. Harris stayed solid at 11-10, but we had to cut Rice in. We saw money for about 5-6 p.m. yesterday. In the end, however, Harris did take it, and I think it's a safe choice by the Biden camp. The likes of Whitmer and Elizabeth Warren and Susan Rice can probably be better cabinet picks and running mates, I think.
Let's talk about a far more stable country, namely Scotland. The Scottish referendum, what's going on?
Okay, so we have a market basically on when the next independence referendum will take place. If it does, we go 4 to 5 that it takes place before the end of the year 2025. If that happens, we are 4 to 7 yes. Now, the yes cause has been getting a lot of steam. Obviously, I think it was sold as something stable previously. That's not really been the case for Scotland and its relationship with the UK. YouGov yesterday showing 53% of Scottish adults backing independence. That's a big, big number psychologically, I think, and Brexit, as well as coronavirus, is really going to put that relationship under even more pressure in the months to come.
Top man, William. So Star Sports is going to sponsor the Chepstow card on Saturday, and if you're not there, you actually can be there. Just listen up to this. Simon's going to give you the details, and Luke Tarr is going to be giving away a free bet.
That's right, Johnny. We're sponsoring 7 of the 8 races on Saturday night's Chepstow card. Our first race, 4:20. And I'm lucky enough to be there. I'll be blogging, which will be including all the big bets from the Star Sports office, post-race comments with the jockeys, etc. So look out for that and a few tweets as well. Unfortunately, most people can't go. So Luke Tarr, head of Star Sports PR, has generously said that if you take a photograph of yourself watching the racing, wherever that might be, and post it on Twitter, he'll pick the best picture and you could win yourself a free £50 bet. And the last race on the card, the 8 o'clock, is the Betting People Apprentice Handicap, which leads me nicely on. This week's Betting People interview is with legendary Rose bookmaker Mickey Fletcher, a very colourful character. He's got so many stories to tell, and he does it with some aplomb as well. People from Barney Curley to Ian Botham to Kerry Packer even get a mention. Without further ado from me, here's a trailer to whet your appetite even more.
You know, so you had to learn on your feet. You had to be with certain people and against certain people. You know, I never give a punter a sack. If the punter was too clever for me, I never squirreled after the race. It's too late. But I had plenty, particularly at the dogs. You know, I had plenty of rows before the race. I wouldn't bet them. And when they said, well, you're the big bookie, I said, well, when you want your monkeys on every race, there I am. But don't come for me once every 3 months.
Yeah, that was a packed show. Thanks a million to everyone who participated. Thanks to you for watching and listening as well. Do remember you can download the app and obviously visit us on starsportsbet.co.uk or on 08000 521 321 and visit the website as well for all sorts of blogs, videos and free bets.